Welcome everyone to our exclusive series, Creating Web Pages with HTML. This is episode 1, Preparation, Programs, and Planning. I hate to do it, but let's start off with some pesky disclaimers. Okay, disclaimer number 1. You really don't need to know any HTML to be successful on the internet. If your writing skills are halfway decent, if you're using online services like WordPress, and if you're following the other tutorials, then you're well on your way to internet success. If you're like me though and you want to look under the hood, so to speak, and code manually, this series is definitely for you. Disclaimer number 2, and this is important. I'm assuming that you know absolutely nothing about HTML. I'm also assuming that you might have limited computer skills. So if you know your way around a computer and you know a little bit of HTML, bear with us, it might take us several tutorials before we catch up to your level. And lastly, disclaimer number 3. I'm assuming that you're using a PC and not a Mac computer, as well as the Internet Explorer browser. This is what I'm using, so this is what I'll be teaching. Okay, now that those are out of the way, let's rock. Okay, preparation. Prior to coding HTML, you need to make sure that you have everything you need, both mentally and on your computers ahead of time, to ensure a hassle-free learning experience. Mental preparation is key to learning HTML. I know, I used to teach it for several years, and for some reason, coding just makes people anxious and they freeze up. I want you to drop that right now. HTML is not hard. I want you to relax, think positive, and most importantly, just have fun with this stuff. You're going to make mistakes, but you can always fix them. This is practice time. So you will eventually master HTML, I promise. To do so, the watch then do method is the best way to learn new material. Because of this, I want you to watch these tutorials completely through the first time without pausing to do any of the instructions. After you watch the entire tutorial, play it a second time, then you can pause the tutorial when asked and follow the instructions. I'll talk about this later, but now let's talk about the programs you'll need. For basic HTML, you'll need to have a browser and a text editor. You're watching this tutorial now, so I know you have a browser and you know how to open one. This is key because later you'll have to open up a second browser window to view the pages that you create. We create our pages in a program called a text editor that allows us to type plain text and save it into an HTML file and view it later in a browser. There are lots of text editors out there, but for our purposes we're just going to use a plain old free program called Notepad that comes with Microsoft Windows. We'll use Notepad soon, but first we need to create a folder to save all of our files into. As you learn HTML, you're going to find out that the number of HTML pages, graphics, and other files that you have can become quite large. It's not hard to mistake, misplace, or destroy files because of clutter. To avoid this, you're going to learn how to create folders on your computer that will make your life a lot easier, especially when you have your own website and you start uploading files. Let's create a folder. You create a folder by clicking on the Show Desktop button on your taskbar. Then, somewhere in a blank area, you right-click with your right mouse button, scroll down to where it says New, move your mouse over and up to where it says Folder, and click once with your left mouse button. At this point, you'll see a new folder was created on your screen that has highlighted text saying New Folder. While it's highlighted, type HTML and hit Enter. You now have a folder to place your files into. Lastly, you maximize the tutorial browser window again by clicking on its icon on the taskbar. Then hit play again. Remember, if you miss something, you can always click backward on the progress bar and listen again. Alright, you're ready. Hit pause now and go for it. When you come back, hit play again. Congratulations, now you know how to create a folder. Now that we have a folder to put our file into, let's finally create the HTML file. Let's open Notepad. Do that by clicking on your Start button, move your mouse up to Programs, move it over and up to Accessories, then over and down to Notepad and click once with your left mouse button. Notepad is now open, so go ahead and click the Maximize button so you have enough room to type. You're not actually going to type any HTML yet, but you are going to create and save a blank HTML file and put it into the folder we created earlier. Do this by clicking on File, then Save As. The Save As dialog box opens. Click on the drop-down arrow next to the Save In field. Scroll up or down until you see Desktop, then click on it once with your left mouse button. Now you will see the HTML folder. Click once on the HTML folder to highlight it and then click on the Open button. You should notice in the Save In field that it says HTML. Now we know the file will be saved in the proper location. Now let's give the file a name. In the file name field, we are going to replace the text that says star.txt with exercise1.html. Highlight the text and type exercise1.html. As I mentioned, HTML is just text, so we can leave the Save as Type field alone. This is a text document after all. Finally, click on the Save button. Don't close Notepad now. We'll use it again soon. Alright, you're ready. Hit pause now and go for it. When you come back, hit play again. That wasn't hard either, was it? Now let's open up a second browser window and open our file into it. However you opened up the browser you're using now, do it again to open up a second one. I have the Internet Explorer browser on my taskbar, so I'm going to click on that once to open it. We saved our file on our computer, so we must now open the file into this browser. To do so, click on File, Open. The Open dialog box appears. Click on the Browse button. Click on the drop-down arrow to the right of the Look-in field. Click once on Desktop. Click once on the HTML folder to highlight it, and then click on the Open button. Click once on exercise1.html, then click on the Open button again. Finally, click on the OK button. Voila! Our blank HTML file opens up into our second browser window. Sure, it's blank and you have not actually typed any HTML yet, but you will. I'm trying to stress the process here. And remember, keep this browser window open. We're going to use it again. Alright, you're ready. Hit pause now and go for it. When you come back, hit play again. Pretty cool, huh? We're almost done now. Lastly, we need to update our file and reload it into our browser to see our changes. Let's reopen Notepad by clicking on exercise1.html notepad on the taskbar. Let's type HTML is fun. Now normally we don't start off an HTML file by just typing a text message, but this is just to demonstrate updating a file, so go ahead and do that for now. Let's go ahead and click on File, Save. Not Save As here because we want to replace the old version with the newer version. Now open your second browser window again by clicking on its icon on the taskbar. Once inside your browser, move your mouse up and hit the refresh button. Aha, there's our text, HTML is fun. Congratulations. Alright, you're ready. Hit pause now and go for it. When you come back, hit play again. That's it, folks. You've just experienced the basic process of web page creation. You created your directory, you created your file in Notepad, you loaded it into a browser, you went back and modified it, and you went back and reloaded it. You're going to do this over and over and over again. Now you're ready to learn actual HTML with our next lesson, HTML tags and HTML structure. That's next time on TubeToral.